Aquarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. How are you all doing? My name is Jenna. Welcome back. For those of you who've been with me, welcome to anyone new clicking on this video. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the rest of October. We're going to take a look at a 4-card tarot spread. I've got several oracle decks we're going to get into as well. We're going to be speaking with some divine masters that want to step forward to send you some messages, as well as your love tea and your love life, for those of you who are interested in that. And then a final oracle pull around the Inner Temple Oracle by a new deck by Rebecca Campbell, all right, who's a popular deck creator. So without further ado, let's get started with your 4-card tarot spread. Thank you for tuning in today, for sharing a little time with me. I hope you're doing well. And I'll tell you what, this is a big closure, karmic release of a 20, with the inception point of a 20-year cycle commencing, all right? We just had Pluto go direct in 1 degree Aquarius. So Aquarius, you all could be like waking up with new visions for the future, new side hustles you want to monetize, new visions and dreams, deeper connections with spirit in your light body. I mean, this is like the Aquarian age is upon us, so you should be swimming in some really delightful empowerment or empowering energies. Let's get one more shuffle. It's at the surface. Ooh la la. Are you ever? Heart-mind coherence. I actually was listening to Stephen Braden? And he said that the quickest way to actually manifest more in your life is to actually touch your heart. Like, bring your awareness, your heart body, because you're showing up in Queen of Cups and Ace of Cups energy. Heart, mind, coherence. You literally touch your heart. Some people put their palm. Some people just touch, fingertip. You bring your awareness, because where you touch your body, you bring your awareness. And then you actually take a deep breath and calm your nervous system and relax your shoulders. And then you actually have you deep breathe, but then you exhale longer than the inhale count. And after you exhale, you actually harmonize with a grateful thought vibration. So you do these 3 steps, you'll be calling more into your life. This is living in your heart resonance. And if you do this throughout the day, every day, you will see a radical shift. I've noticed a big shift in my life too. The more I really focus on coming from the heart, connecting with my heart, not only is it build a very strong bond with your inner child, it actually allows you to be grateful. And that is the most expansive energy in the universe, is gratitude. And everyone understands that. Because everyone has different ideas of compassion and love, but we all know what gratitude feels like. And when we bring more gratitude into our heart space, we actually go through this really heart-opening experience with the divine, with the master, the ascended master within us. So Aquarius, I'm channeling already, but do that a lot over the next couple weeks, and you'll notice a huge shift if you're going through anything that's difficult at this time. All right, just a little, some things that I'm incorporating too. And I'm going to be talking more about this because it's coming, you all. And I know a lot of you are excited about this, but I am going to start a membership portal. And I decided that it's going to be easier for everyone to have it be connected to YouTube. All right, so I'm going to do it. All right, let's see. Let's get into your reading. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Aquarius. And thank you for obliging my little personal share there. All right, Aquarius, do those 3 steps. What is the overall general energy for you for the rest of the month, Aquarius? Ooh la la, this is empowered energy. Emperor, you could be dealing with the divine masculine, healing the divine masculine, or just kicking ass and taking names, all right? This is all 4 kings. So wonderful. And I just got a honk from outside. So hello, this could be somebody you're dealing with, or it could be you as an entrepreneur with big ideas and big dreams and big goals. All right, now the opportunity. Ooh la la, this is going in a new direction. This is divine inspiration. Ace of Wands. I like that. This is the path has been lit, Aquarius. Maybe you know exactly where you're headed. This could be even a new physical partner, okay? You know what I mean? Coming in, or a new beginning in your passion and your drive and your ambition. Oh, wow. Now we have the King of Wands as your challenge. Huh. Okay. I feel like overall this is about you coming from an empowered place, moving in a new direction towards somebody, all right? Or towards something that you want, okay, that you desire, because King of Wands is full tilt in the desire department. And you're showing me, see, he's holding a wand. That's the challenge here. The opportunity is the wand itself. So, this is Eye of the Tiger energy, Aquarius. I like it. A lot of fire. A lot of fire. Ooh, now we have the moon. Oh, great. Now I don't even know what this is. This is, it's veiled. All right. This could be you even understanding that the veils are thinning and actually co-creating with spirit in a very, very inspired timeline. All right. Whew, going for the gold. All right. What's at the bottom of the deck? All right. You're definitely doing a big karmic release. Everybody's doing that, but you're right on point, Aquarius. 8 of Cups. I like you're turning your back, releasing what needs to be released because you don't want to carry a heavy load. All right. Moving into this next chapter, right? Letting go of the past karma, you know, balancing out those scales is very important. All right. And releasing anything that you don't need to carry anymore. I also see boundaries. All right. 8 of Cups, Queen of Swords. You've learned how to have healthy boundaries and you could be communicating heavily. Ooh, you are. I think you're going through a period of letting go of some emotions, which I see here in the 8 of Cups, and honoring how you think about what you think about a situation. It's accurate. Whatever you're saying, this is justified, and me turning my back on something so I can heal is accurate. Okay. Now let's go in. Yeah. You're going through a massive rebirth. This Pluto, 1 degrees Aquarius moving direct is big for you. I can't emphasize how big it is. All right. A lot of you who know or study astrology know what I'm talking about. All right. I don't need to do too much of a deep dive there, but let's now go into the Divine Masters and see what they have to say to you for the rest of October. I like this a lot. It's very solid. Doing a lot of deep healing work, releasing karma. You've got a brand new beginning. There's a lot of growth ahead. All right. A lot of you going after it. A lot of new desires coming in. A little uncertainty here you're showing me. But you got this, okay? You got this. That's what I feel like you need to hear. You got this. All right. What do the Divine Masters want to say to you? All right. We've got Paul the Venetian, which is a very strong healing energy, revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. Ooh, and then you have Serapis Bay. Oh, you're going through a massive paradigm shift. Is there somewhere in between? No, it's almost like, I'm like, isn't there another energy in between? But I feel like you have this really beautiful ascended master, masculine energy coming forward that's guiding you to take action towards what you want to dream, build, you know, create. A lot of you are, you know, this is like the new earth architecture and whatever it is that you want to co-create to help the collective. A lot of you are trailblazers in your own right, leading the way as light workers. And I see a lot of you recognizing the talents. You know, maybe you're feeling like this is something that only I can do and I'm going to do it. All right. You have opportunities to shine the rest of October. This is a huge paradigm shift, activation to grow, make the necessary changes. All right. Serapis Bay is a priest of the Atlantean era. These both came out actually for the collective for the mid-monthly overview for the all signs when I introduced these decks before doing this batch. So Aquarius, you are right on point with the message because right at that time, Pluto is going direct, all right, in 1 degree Aquarius. So this is beautiful. I want to see what's at the bottom. They said, look at the bottom. That's where you're headed. Oh, sacred activism. You all are. You're taking your light as light bearers and you're communicating new truths. This is your work, right? This is what you came here to do, to build. So a lot of you are spiritual activists. You've been going through these alchemical changes in self, and now you're ready to help the collective. Almost every reading is showing some facet of this. It's like we're all one facet of a diamond glowing and increasing in its strength and intensity at this time. And it's so exciting because this is what we came here for, all right? To be in these times. So do not be afraid. Stand up for your beliefs, all right? Wow. That's incredible. Truly incredible. This is really your light as a light worker and maybe even accessing other timelines from past lives and your gifts, helping be a part of the paradigm shift of the collective. Wow. Powerful, powerful energies coming in. Let's now clarify. Which one? We're going to go with the golden foil because I feel like everybody's really in this illuminated energy. Especially with this divine masculine in your overall general energy. This is taking action. This is being a leader. This is making wise decisions. The Emperor, you know, building your empire, maybe even with a global reach here. Let's see, the Emperor. Whoa, okay. Let's take it. Let's take it. There are 5 that came out. All very important. This is an overall general energy. I'm clarifying the Emperor. The 6 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Magician, and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is definitely the end of a karmic cycle, right? Where you learned a lot about rejection and self-abandonment. And now you're communicating a new truth with the sword, with Joan of Arc. And I think that you're in a powerful period of manifesting and that you are definitely closing out a cycle that maybe felt like a burden at times. You know, the past felt like a burdensome, you know, karmic loop. And you were overcoming that at this time. And you are now becoming a more empowered Aquarian. All right. And you have a new truth. You're leveling up. I feel like you've done a lot of inner child healing, shadow work integration. And you are in your era of empowerment, Aquarius. You could be turning your back on somebody from the past in connection. And Spirit's got your back here. They're saying, I know it's hard, but you gotta move on. All right. Let's look at this Ace of Wands. Oh, we have the 5 of Wands that want to sneak out over here. Yeah. You've had a lot of challenges and obstacles, setbacks, delays, but you know, it's like don't give up. Keep persevering. Now we have the Ace of Wands in your opportunity. Another Ace of Wands. Woohoo. All right, Aquarius, you're lit. The Chariot. Oh, wow. This is major, major empowerment. And the Tower. Wow. It's almost like you woke up one day and you're like, some of you are having like, this can happen too. I'm going to tell you right now, this can happen. You wake up and you feel like a whole new being. All of those exercises I went through before, connecting with your own spiritual fire, following your intuition, moving forward with your life, come what may. This is like moving and shaking, maybe even being like, I'm getting like disruptor energy, but good, a good thing, right? You came here to really disrupt the collective mentality, the consensus reality. Aquarius, this is big, okay? We got 2 of Wands in the opportunity, which is having a bold vision. And you're in your chariot saying, I'm going to do it. You could be traveling. You've got some sort of major like reframing of your sense of self coming from a more healed, whole, integrated place. It is a paradigm shift. I feel like you're getting like your orders for your next chapter. And you're like, you want me to do what? Okay. All right. I can do that. All right. It's like your future self is communicating heavily with you right now. And you know exactly what you're supposed to do, Aquarius. You've got a new assignment, and it looks like you're gonna be pulling up. I talked about this recently in a collective reading about pulling up our, Captain Underpants, above our belly button, saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the lead. I'm gonna lead the charge. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm gonna speak up. Even if it upsets people. It's like you need to open your mouth, right? And you need to speak because you're meant to lead people. Okay, Spirit's showing you. Now, if this has to do with a partnership of some sort, because everyone likes to talk about that in the tarot sphere, if you are turning away from somebody at this time and it's hard, it's been a challenge, you've been manifesting all along while dealing with walking away from something. And you're almost like you're making a final decision to move on into your new beginning. And I think that it's almost like, watching it's like when you see someone walk from a burning building and it's like, something's being demolished behind you and it just needs to. It's almost like, I'm getting almost like a global, like whatever needs to like fall apart, like energetically to be pulled apart, to be rebuilt. You're like, I'm here to rebuild. It's either you in your life, you're rebuilding some aspect of your life around your spiritual fire and having the energy to do it, or collectively. I'm getting like a bigger overarching theme here beyond all of you as individuals. It's what the Aquarian age is compelling you to do, which is rebuild on a new frequency by embodying that frequency. This is spiritual fire. Full stop. I love these kind of readings because you're showing me that you've arrived at this journey and you're ready to, almost be like, I see it as a conductor of a symphony, etherically and literally, where you're like, you could just have a lot of different things that you're involved in, especially with this Emperor energy. The challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, the Seven of Swords. This is trusting in what you're building. And the Empress. Wow. All right, now we have a match. I think you've been doing a lot of divine feminine healing on your own. And now you're starting to trust your divine masculine, healing on your own. And now you're starting to trust the divine feminine aspect, and that's the healing and the softening. Can I let down my walls? Can I trust? Can I trust my path? Can I, whatever you had to contend with in the past, it was a lot of rejection and things not aligning for you, but it was all teaching you about how to build healthy boundaries. And it taught you ultimately what isn't serving you, so you could move forward and feel good at the end of the day about your path and where you are. Because you didn't come here to shrink or to play small. You got the Joan of Arc here telling you that. So I feel like you're being strategic around somebody who you need to be careful with, all right? You have somebody challenging you here, all right? It is a someone. And you have trust issues coming up around investing in this. Are they really meeting your standards? Or are you actually going to make a declaration this month? All right, because I do see you turning your back on something and working on your healing. Some of you have already turned your back on something because you said, this isn't serving me. It's making me dim my light. I'm shrinking. It's like I've outgrown the situation. My new identity isn't fitting with this. All right. And this is also around you really nurturing your ideas and taking action on them and trusting that they will actually be profitable, all right? With the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, with the Seven of Swords, it's almost like, can you trust in what your divine feminine is encouraging you to do when it comes to going forward with your desires? And also being careful and leery of anybody who you can't trust with all of you, all right? Deep, deep healing work, okay? You're showing me here twice the Four of Swords. And this is also your work as a light worker, all right? Honoring your own growth and not letting anyone limit that. What's this moon? This is the veil. This is uncertainty. We have the Two of Cups. Soulmate. Strength. Yeah, I see that you have a lot of stress. You're up and down about somebody in your life at this time. You're saying they're a soulmate, but you're having a lot of courage and facing uncertainty, and there's a lot of stress coming in. You're going up and down. Like, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I go towards this? Should I not? There's something around you going in a new direction and really being guided to, because ultimately, whatever you decide to do, this is about being patient and guarding your energy and standing your ground. All right. There's somebody you're dealing with from the past here. This King of Wands could be somebody coming in. Well, I'm seeing a match here. It's almost like you're trying to get all of you moving toward one direction. Definitely feels like you're in two minds about something. But you might need to just create some space and take some time out the second half of October to figure out whether you could move forward through this period of uncertainty, because you're heavily being influenced by this last full moon and what it revealed, because the opportunity is to let something fall apart, and that's part of your empowerment. All right. I think you have somebody that maybe was being secretive with you, or you realized you couldn't trust, and you're turning your back on them ultimately here, but it's stressing you out to do so because you have love for this person. All right. That's what it seems like. Yeah. Justice. It's like you're evaluating something. You could be dealing with two people. All right. Yeah. I feel like one person you may have had a missed opportunity with, who's kind of been uncertain and kind of coming back around. At the same time, you might be dealing with somebody else. It feels like you could be deciding between two different things, two different people. This could be also moving away from something you've been doing a long time in your career and saying, you know what, I want to go towards something else that will really help foster growth. And I'm going to go towards this idea, and I'm bringing everything I have into it. Okay. It's almost like you're being pulled in two directions and you got to make a decision, Aquarius. But there's a lot of overthinking when it comes to a soulmate. All right, let's get some sweet love tea. It feels like the right time to bring in some sweet love tea. But you're going through a paradigm shift. Ultimately, you need to speak up, all right, and not hold back. When it comes to someone, there is a tower of you finding out something. And it's a challenge because you're like, maybe you're not feeling like they're valuing you in the way or meeting your standards in some way, especially around being honest or being dishonest. Love song. Let love's melody inspire your dance together, harmony, rhythm, in sync. Okay? Nurturing growth, attending to your bond with love and patience, trust, support, playful. Maybe you just have fear of the unknown. If you've walked away from something from the past, somebody who maybe you gave away your power to, you're letting that fall. You've been working on healing. You've been releasing something from the past. It's almost like you're not sure if you can trust in the new. And Spirit's like, well, keep releasing the past emotions because they're kind of like, this is when we're bringing in some past baggage and it's kind of clouding our perception around something. You do have somebody you don't trust, okay? I'm validating that for you, okay? It's somebody with heavy fire placements who's stressing you, moving away or getting a new home together. And this could just be trusting the next phase. All right. Huh. Maybe, if you have somebody in your life where you're at like a crossroads, are we going to make it or are we not? Even if you decide to move forward in this, you really need to nurture the growth of this, okay? And make sure it's like you're shifting how you respond to a person in your life and really speaking up about what you need, okay? I feel like you could be moving in or going to the next level with someone and it's like, should I do this? Like, we've had these issues. I don't know. There's a questioning over like going to the next level with someone or moving on from someone here, okay, Aquarius? But beyond that, I feel like you're really being called in your sacred activism work to make the necessary changes in order for you to grow. And you've got a lot of opportunities to shine moving forward. Standing by each other through thick and thin, moving away or getting a new home together, attending to your bond with love and patience, and letting love's melody inspire your dance together. So it does seem like things are moving forward here in a connection, but something kind of came apart and maybe you're like trying to heal it in October, all right? For those of you who want to talk more about a connection, because it is showing up here, a past connection where you may have felt like, something's off here. And you've been trying to manifest things after a challenging time to come back together again. But it's like you're standing on shaky ground in a connection in your life. But I am seeing a positive movement forward and things healing as long as both of you are doing your healing work and you address what went down before, okay? Don't sweep it under the rug. And don't just suffer in silence. You got to speak up and talk about things. If you can't do that, then this isn't the right person for you. All right? Ooh, we have trapped. Underneath that, we have the ceremony of life. Let me see which one's the most important. You have the polarities of freedom and trapped. And then we have the ceremony of life. Which one's the most important one? This one. Trapped. Okay, let's talk about this. You're in a polarity here. Oops, wrong book. Whoopsie. Let's go to the polarities. Let's see what this has to say. Oh, it's towards the back here. It's under F. I should have looked at the numbers. Freedom and trapped. Okay, and you showed up with freedom upright. I'm sorry, trapped upright. Fitting into a box, playing small and safe, stagnation, resisting change, doing the right thing, fear, resentment, anxiety, ignoring your needs, avoidance. Okay? Those are the key words that are being highlighted in this card. The soul longs for freedom, room to express and grow. It longs to reveal to us more and more of who it truly is. To be in discovery, curiosity, to play and create unrestrained. To learn through experience. This is how we grow. This is how we truly live. When we're free to be who we truly are, we become intoxicatingly attractive. People want to be around us because it liberates them. That, or our authenticity triggers what's trapped within them. If this card appears with trapped right side up, which it does, you're invited to question where in your life you feel trapped or reined in. How are you playing small and caught up in doing the right thing? What are you denying yourself? What does your soul truly crave? How can you give yourself more room to breathe, express yourself, and be? Okay, this could be overall. what you've been learning on the path. And that's the paradigm shift, okay? I kind of want to read a little bit more about the ceremony of life, because I feel like that's where you're headed. You're recognizing where you're holding back. Let's see, this is where you're headed here. This is the card of devotion, of weaving the sacred all the way in and all through your life. It's a card of sacred ceremony and integration. You're being asked, how can you make your life a ceremony? If you were to live in prayer, what would change? What if you saw it all as a sacred celebration? If you could devote your life to something, what would it be? What would you do? The invitation of this card is to design your life in a way that feels sacred. To dare to embrace all aspects of your life and let spirit be with you in every moment. So many people on a spiritual path lead lives that are compartmentalized. They go and do their spiritual practice, then go about their everyday lives. But what if you made your whole life a celebration of the sacred? Yeah, this is the new paradigm shift. What if you found ways to bring the spiritual into the physical? What would change? How would you spend your time? Another invitation of this card is to let your life be an expression of your passions, which I saw you doing and being challenged by that. What do you love doing that you could embrace even more? If you really woke up to the gift of this life, how would you spend your days? If you acknowledge that you only have a limited amount of time here, what would you do? What would you create? How would you love? Who would you embrace? What do you truly yearn to do while you're in this body on this planet, Aquarius? What will you do while you're here? The inner temple activation is, I choose to embrace my life and live fully while I have the privilege of being here. Ooh. Yeah, you're being called to break free, okay? A lot of healing, a lot of healing. What's the advice? What's the advice? I'm getting that Queen song. Didn't he say, I want to break free? I don't know, I'm hearing it. Might need to hear that song. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know the title, but I'm hearing it. 5 of Cups. Yeah, definitely been upset about something. Or you have someone around you. It's like you're trying to move past some feelings, some emotions here. Yeah. This is truly someone hurt you. Okay, Aquarius. 5 of Cups. This is loss. Knight of Wands, moving through the loss. 3 of Swords, feeling hurt, stabbed, wounded. All right. The Emperor. I think that you're taking your power back and you're taking a stand. I think you're disappointed, but you're moving forward with your passions, your desires. You're doing what's best for you. Okay. And you're doing a lot of healing work after being hurt. So this is you really, really taking action and finding your own sense of self again after going through a lot. So I would say stand in this healed, whole aspect of self where you have grown wise on the path and start living your life as it is a sacred journey. I believe this is going to be a big paradigm shift for you in the next 20 years. You're living life completely differently than you did the previous 20. All right. I mean, for you, Aquarius, it's true. Very, very true. All right. Take care, Huns. Namaste.